What's going on, YouTube? Back with you guys, another video. All you guys, girls out there, it doesn't matter. That's besides the point. Today I got for you all another video. Like I told you guys a couple weeks, sorry it took me a couple days and a while to get out this video. But I just wanted to make sure that I had all the cards, especially for this next coming format. And especially, like you all know, there was a recent YCS this last weekend at Pasadena. So I just wanted to make sure that all my ideas, hypothesis, and everything like that was standing correct and all that. To make sure that this is the best deck of the format. This deck, by all means, is pretty great in retrospect. It's just the hands that you have to get in order to win game. You have to see them. But you should be able to do it with pretty much any hand because all these cards within the deck pretty much copy each other, and you'll know what I mean once you get your hands on the cards just by reading them. A lot of them have like multiple of the same effects and can do a lot of the similar things. But without further ado, I'm gonna make sure to give you guys the full deck profile. Just so you guys are aware, this isn't the full thing. This is more of like a budget friendly for all you at home that don't really have, I don't know, like 500, 600, 700 bucks along those lines. This deck so far, right now has costed me probably about 150 bucks, but that's without cards like Baron because I bought that for my Sword Soul deck the last time. So I've been able to just save cards. So if you can do that, just by all means try and save cards, so that way you don't have to buy multiples and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, this is the deck that I've been thinking about for the last couple of weeks. Been on forums, hearing people talk about it, all that kind of stuff. But what was really interesting was yesterday I went into the card shop, my local card shop, and some local dude was actually playing this deck in its entirety. Not the same build as mine, which I'm going to tell you what I would add later on and what I am going to add in the next couple of weeks. But like I said, without further ado, let's get into this video and I'll give it to you guys now. Let's take this hit. Without further ado, we're going to get in the deck profile, and here it is. So we're going to go 3 Flourishing Hill. This is probably the bread and butter of the deck. This is probably the best card in the deck. Not going to say the best card because, like I said, all of them pretty much have the same effects. But this card is pretty much what you want to see every single opening hand, and you want to get to probably about every opening hand. So you have 3 of her. Like I said, she's the searcher of pretty much all the Vernusylph cards. You don't just got to go for monsters and all that kind of stuff. So pretty great about her. And then this is probably the Monster Reborn. You get to send 1 card and then get to special summon a card. All these cards get to special summon, so that's the #1 priority that this deck does, is they special summon each other out. You don't gotta special summon each other. You could special summon one of the other cards that we're gonna be playing in the deck, but yeah, these are just great targets to have, and especially for your extra deck plays that you're gonna be going into. You have 3 Mist Seedlings, probably another great card. That's why it's holographic. You wanna see all these cards every single game that you're in. You wanna see the Fields card, you wanna see him, and you wanna see your Seedling. Like I said, this is gonna be your bread and butter and everything that you're gonna be running within the deck, and you're gonna max them all out at 3. You could run this down at 2, but honestly, like I said, you want to max these numbers out, and you want to see them every single game. So that's going to be it for the hollows. You have 1 of the Rabbit. She's all right. There's times where she comes up, but you don't really want to see her unless your graveyard's filled up with like all of them in there, which sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't, but you never really want to draw this card on opening hand, so that's why we're really running it at 1. I guess you could run it at 2, but again, you don't want to just be clogging your hands with 2. So again, you running that at 1. This card's probably another broken one that I think that they should make into a super. This one is the draw one, plus you can special summon one. Very great card, especially with your field center card, this card is very good in retrospect. But yeah, another great card to add to the toolbox. You're only going to be running 2 of him. Excuse me. Some people run 3. There's no real reason to run 3. I guess like you only really want the draw effect and the special summon effect. That's pretty much about it. It doesn't get you anything from the deck or the graveyard. So again, you're just really using it to just draw 1. So again, you're just running it at 2. Those cards are probably going to be the 2 cards that you're least going to want to be looking for interactingly every game. But again, they help you get to where you need to be. So again, you're going to be running it. The one-ofs, you're going to have 1 Vera. She's fucking broken as shit. No explanation needed on why you're going to just run 1. You don't want to run 2, especially in this build, because I'm going to be running cards, which I don't have them right now. I'm going to be adding them, and maybe you all might add them. You're going to want to run 3 Fenrir and 2 Regulus, and with those, you only really need 1 of her. So, yeah, you can go into level 8, level 10 Synchro plays, level 8 XYZ plays, but yeah, just 1 of her is great. I guess you can run 2, but yeah, you just don't want to be clogging it up. There's too many times where I draw these 2 in hand and like really nothing else. And like I said, you really want to see these cards before anything else. So again, like this is why you're gonna only be running 1 of these each, is because they're not really the most broken cards. Even though you can special summon them out and get them for use, you're not really getting anything too valuable like your traps and all that kind of stuff to really set your opponent up for disruptions and all that kind of stuff. So again, this is why we run 2 of those. Sorry, I'm giving a little bit of in-depth detail about this deck. Nobody really has been running it or all that kind of stuff, so we're just going to be giving you guys all the goo. All you females out there, all the goo. Whoever wants the goo, this is the goo. If you guys are wanting to play a cheap deck this format, this is it. You're going to have 1 Barrier Statue, great card again. How you're going to be getting this out is through the extra deck, or you can just summon it out with 1 of these monsters and entirely. There's many ways to summon it out, so don't worry about it. It's not really a brick. It is kind of a brick. You would want to see other cards, but again, it's not a brick. And then as for the spicy cards, like I said, you're not going to be running your Regulus or your Fearners right now. The only reason that we're not going to be running them is because this is a cheap build and we're going to be doing this together and as a team, so that way we get the cards all together. Who knows, maybe I might get the cards next week, but again, I'm just going to be showing you all what this deck can do as it is right now. So you have 3 Kelbeck, 3 Yugioh, 3 Keldo, and 3 Midoriya. There's no real other reason why you need to explain what you need to explain. I've seen like the guy at the locals who said that he is playing this deck run the Gravekeeper's Trap and all that kind of stuff, and honestly, I just don't like it. Not that I don't like it, but honestly, there's just other better cards that you can run and get to and all that kind of stuff. So again, those cards are great. You can run them, but again, in the 50, 60 card pile deck, you really want to just maximize on usage. So again, that's why I'm not running the Gravekeeper's Trap and Exchange of Souls or whatever it's called. So that's going to be it for the monsters. As you can see, I was running no Nib, no Ash, no nothing like that, and that's just because you want to get straight to your bread and butter combo cards. Again, I'm going to be adding in 2 Therion Discoliseum, 2 King Regulus, and then 3 Fearner and 3 Herald of Orange Light. The reason that you don't see them here with me today is because if I were to buy all those cards yesterday or whenever I was, that shit was going to be like 300 bucks. So I just decided to hold off until next week or whenever I decide to get the cards. Deck's still pretty fucking gas. But yeah, if we wanted to compete with tier and all that stuff and Sprite, we're going to need those Fearners and those Reguluses and those Herald of Orange Lights. But for right now, just for competing at local level, not really trying to get first place, this is a very good standard deck for 41, 42 cards for how you want to do it. So for the spells, you're going to do the 3 Field Center, or the field card that they use. Pretty much your Primeval Planet Paralino, but instead this is for Vernusylph. Vernusylph in Full Bloom is pretty much one of those cards that gives your monsters all 1,000 attack and defense, or no, all 1,000 attack with 5 or more. You have to have 5 or more earth monsters on the field for you to get that 1,000 attacks, which is pretty ass. But once you do get that 5 monsters on there, that's when you see your shit start to be all beefy and shit. So it's just a great card. And then also you can banish one of your trap cards. I'm not going to say which one because we're going to go over it. You get to banish one of your trap cards to special out one of your big boss ladies, which is pretty good. And then also like the triple planet card for the tier elements, you also get the pop 1 effect. So I believe it's pop 1 to hand. Yeah, pop 1 to hand. So that's just very, very great. So it's just, again, your bread and butter, another primeval planet. And then you got your Corolla. This is probably another broken card that you want to see every single game. If you open up this and all that, you're pretty much going to have a field day with whatever you want to do. So again, and also another great reason why this card's so good is because if you draw one of your Ishizus and one of your things, this card says that you can, which means that you can send 1 or 2. So again, you have that choice to choose to either send 1 or to get the mill effect off one of your Ishizu cards. But again, card's just super broken. You need to run it. You can run 3. I just like running it at 2 because 2 is going to be the standard version. I know I'm going to see everyone just running 2. And then you have one of your triple terraformings. You're gonna have 3 Forbidden Lance, maybe Dark Ruler no more, we don't know yet, but for right now we're gonna run Droplet. And then 3 triple tactics because hand traps still exist. You know, people have Havnes, all that kind of stuff. You just want to make sure that you get the most use of it. So again, you're going to be running Herald of Orange Lights and triple tactic talents. I just don't have the Heralds and the Fearners and all that kind of stuff. But for right now, this is just a great card to have in case of hand traps and all that stuff. So that's it for spells. For your traps, you have 2 of the ticket and then 1 of your Full Bloom. This card you only really use if you open it up. I guess it's pretty good, but it's kind of like one of those combo cards with this and this. But honestly, if you open it up, it's kind of ass. You can get rid of it with any of your cards. But yeah, you really only use it for your triple planet. This is why I think that this card is better than Paralino, is because you can banish this card in graveyard and search you out. And if you guys don't already know, she's got 2 effects. So she's just very, 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 very good. Again, we'll go over some combos later, but that's it for the monster spells and traps. Again, I would recommend this deck to anyone that's looking to play this format, that's trying not to play tier sprite, that's trying to out the meta and all that kind of stuff. I haven't seen no in-depth deck profile yet, but hopefully this is the first one. You have 1 Baron, 1 Leo, 1 Scrap. That's going to be it for the synchros. You can pop out the Baron. I guess you could substitute other stuff, but you want to have the Baron and you want to have these cards. People were asking me how I'm going to make it, and you use Herald of Orange Light. Just simple combo kind of plays, all that kind of stuff. You're going to have 1 Zeus for your XYZs. You're going to have 1 Gaga Cowboy, 1 number 1 Babushka, 1 Dweller, 1 Gallant. And then for your level 3s, which I'm missing 1 right now. I forgot what the card's name is, but it's pretty much this card where you detach 1 XYZ and pretty much all cards that your opponent has in his hand, he loses 200 life points. So again, it's probably one of the better time cards if you have 3 of your level 3s out and you can't make a Gaga Cowboy. If you want, that's also another way. Maybe they've got 800, maybe they've got 600 and 3 in hand. So again, that's a card that I'm missing right now. It's a very, very old card that came out in the Number Hunters. Nobody thought that it was going to be expensive, but here we are. All these cards are probably going to be expensive coming soon. 1 Virtual World Jaja. Again, a good card, you just activate it, target itself, attack, you lose some life points, it doesn't matter, but you're gonna wipe out his stuff. And then this is how you pretty much out-nib. I guess you can do Theory on King Regulus, how to out-nib, but this is probably the better rank 3 way to out-nib. This deck doesn't really special summon like a whole lot, like where you're special summoning more than 5 times or any of that shit. So I guess like this card is just there to just be there. It's a great card, trust me. This card puts in some work. A lot of people were like, oh, this card's not going to be good, this format, blah, 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 blah. But this card's fucking just very great. I remember I was looking at it when I was building the deck, and I was like, this card just fits in so well. Messaged a couple people and was like, sell me the card, and they're like, no, I'm going to hold on to it. And honestly, I was able to find it. And yeah, like I said, this card is just so the bee's needs. It reads, quick effect, you can detach 1 material from this card, negate the activation, and if you do destroy that card, you can only use the effect of Assure King once per turn. So yeah, you negate the effect, and not only that, it destroys it as well. So again, pretty good card. Yeah, just again, great card. Blackluster Soldier. I guess like you can negate what's her name, Havness effect with it, which is pretty good, or anyone else's effect to say the least, because it's a quick effect. So you got 1 BLS, 1 Azza, 1 Mrs. Radiant, and 1 Nightmare Cerberus. Again, you're running this whole different various lineup. Maybe you could run, you know, singles of whatever, just XYZs and synchros, or, you know, just links and XYZs. But honestly, this is just the best way that I see the deck performing in all lanes and all avenues. If you guys have any questions or concerns or any help that you think that this deck can pretty much add, by all means, comment down below. But as for the side and extra deck, like I said, for the extra deck, I'm only missing 1 card. And for the side deck, I'm missing a couple, like some Lava Golems and what else am I missing? Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. That's just going to be a broken card this format. Yeah, again, this deck is just so freaking well. If you guys can get the cards of this, by all means, pick it up. Like I said, it's going to curse out the meta by, you know, beating Branded, beating Sprite, beating all that kind of stuff. It's just such a great, like I said, by all means, everyone pick this deck up. If you have any questions or concerns or any kind of tips that you guys have for this deck, like taking cards in and cards out, hey, you don't need the Regulus, hey, you don't need the Fafnirs and all that kind of stuff, which I think I do. If you don't think that I can do any of that stuff, by all means, comment down below. I'm always looking for helps that I can do to make this channel better, all that kind of stuff. But thank you guys and girls all so much for watching me rant about all these kind of cards. Again, thank you for watching.